it's Sarah, and I'm back to do our April art journal page. I've done 3 so far. January. It was very snowy in January. I think this is February. Yeah, it says it up there. Home Sweet Home. I just felt like I needed to celebrate home. And then this one was our March page. A little bit of spring on my mind, but you know, it isn't quite happening the way I see it yet. Anywho, so cute. Started the page, and all I've done is just Mod Podge. I keep saying Mod Podge. I'm using Collage Podge. They're all the same. It's just a glue. And because I ended up buying this one's called Postal or whatever, but I have the Melange too. These are both Tim Holtz Ideology. They're tissue wrap basically, and all it is tissue paper that they've already pre-stamped and has just different. This one has like more of architecture, French, music notes. This one's just postal stuff, letters and postal stamps, things like that. So I figured I have it, I'm going to use it. It also seals the surface and makes it ready to go to add paint to. And then when I did my live yesterday, we kind of worked together. You guys helped me figure out what I wanted to do, and I really love the idea of a little cardinal sitting on an umbrella. So it'll kind of look like this, I'm thinking. And I've kind of figured out a way to get the cardinal real simple. It's going to be not realistic. So I'm going to paint him, but he's not going to be a real cardinal. You know, he's going to be a cutesy cardinal. I'm going to do all the usual mixed media stuff that I do, add stamping and stenciling. I want to try my new stencil brush, the one that I got that is designed by Tracy Moreau. So I wanted to try that. So let's get started. I've already cut my, I use mixed media paper, and I just cut a 12 by, let's see, what size is this? 12 by 9, I think. Yeah, sheet of paper in half, and then that's what my art journal, and then we'll bind it at the end of the year. So it'll end up being something like this at the end of the year. So I think it's a good size, not too big, not too overwhelmingly big, and not too small. So once you adhere, now if you don't have that tissue paper, I guess just I don't know, you could collage some deli paper on there or something and do some stamping, but I know you guys have it. So I've just chosen some colors. I think I'm gonna just make my background blue and green. So it'll have some ground and it'll have some sky. And I was thinking about it, and really I don't need to do a sky grass thing going, you know. So if you want to just put whatever colors you want, but then I was thinking if I use the cool colors in the background, we can use the warmer colors in the foreground. So I'll use red for the cardinal and yellows and oranges and things for the umbrella. So there'll be a lot of contrast, and it's just going to look pretty. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm also just going to use a brush, and this is the brush that I use to apply my Mod Podge. So I'm kind of trying to, it's a big beat up, this is from AC Moore, I think. It came in a pack, and they're great for using glues and stuff, but look how broken it is. It's synthetic and it's cheap, but they're good for this type of stuff, for just applying glue, or what I'm going to do, which I call slip slapping, and we'll see if it's slip slapping. I'm going to use my palette paper just because I have it. I like it. I'm going to put down a few blues, and I have some metallic blue, I have some glitter blue, and then good old, this isn't Bahama blue, but it's Whispering Turquoise. It's just kind of a light blue. I'm going to put some of the glitter down. It's kind of along those lines, this color. Got to shake it up real good. And I have some purple as well. I just like to, I love color, guys. What can I tell you? So that's a metallic, and then this is the glitter. Oh, I'm hoping it gets mixed in there. You can tell when you squirt it out if it's, yeah, that looks good. All right, and then I'm just going to start playing. I'm going to go, my brush is wet, and I'm just going to load it with this metallic blue first and just start kind of adding it here and there. And I'm keeping it light because we're going to stencil and do some stamping on top as well. And I'm going to just kind of dry brush. I'm going to wipe my brush off. Well, not dry brush, but because I'm going to rinse it, but I'm trying to get most of the color out of it. And then blot. And then I'll go into the medium, which it's called, actually, if you want to know, Ocean Reef Blue. And they're just what I have. I have a lot of different paint colors. And these are by either Ceramcoat or DecoArt. But they're the craft paints that you get in the craft store. And I'm just kind of filling in the page. And it's okay to have white show as well. I'm just going to pull the color off the brush again. Rinse a little bit. And go into this really light color. And I like that I can see the brush marks. Because remember, this is for fun. If you want to make a masterpiece, I'm not the one to teach you that. I don't make masterpieces, I make fun, happy, fun, colorful things. Okay, so here's the glitter. I'm just going to go into it and see what happens. I'm going to go over the darkest. I lost some of that metallic, but maybe the glitter will show up. I don't know if I see the glitter. I think we're going to have to let it dry. And that's it. I don't know. I didn't like decide that's what it was going to look like, but that's what it looks like. So I'm going to go with it. And I'm going to do the same thing with green. I've only got a few colors. I have 3 different colors of green. And the reason I'm doing several colors is because when I come back to stamp and stencil, I want to have places where it'll show up more and places where it'll show up less, or light on top of dark and dark on top of light. Anyway, we're just playing, guys. It's like just... This is a little bit intuitive, right? Intuitive means whatever you feel like doing. Just see what happens, you know? And I do believe green and blue will make mud, so I don't want to play too much in that area, like mixing it. But it should be okay. I'm going to go with some light green right here. And it didn't really make mud. It made a blue-green. And I'm just going to go right into the medium color and just kind of slap that on. And then I'm going to go with this darker color and do it at the bottom. And I don't like that color. That looks a little too holly leaf green, which is fine. I'm going to pull the color off my brush and I'm just going to go back over it with a little bit of the lighter green, and it'll fix it. I could even leave it, and then when I stencil on top, it'll just show through like a shadow. But I really don't like it. I don't like that color very much. I'm going to go into the medium since it's what I have left, and just kind of cover it up a little. And now it's actually bringing some of the dark up, which I think is okay. Let's just do that. Kiwi's here. Can you hear? What are you saying, Kay? Yeah, I'm not crazy about that, but guess what? It will change as I go, as I stencil, and I think I should stop because I think, see, and then alright, I say it to myself and then I don't do it. So I'm just going to put a few. I like the way I want to see through. Actually, I don't mind that I covered up that blackness of the underneath. It said something. It was just like a postal stamp. I kind of miss the little hand. Let's see if I can pull some paint off of that. There was a little finger pointing. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. See, there was like a little finger pointing there. All right, I'm gonna let it dry. I'm actually gonna wipe off my palette paper too. This is like a waxy paper. I get it at Michael's. I don't find it everywhere. Like I haven't been able to find it at Hobby Lobby. I looked at Hobby Lobby when I was there for palette paper. I'll show you. I think it's called, I think it's just called palette paper. Yeah. Anyway, decorative painters use this to load their brush when they're floating, and I just like it. I've gotten used to it. But this surface of your craft mat is kind of the similar surface. It has a slickness to it, so you could actually load your brush on that if you don't have palette paper. And if you're trying to load your brush the way I do, it may be okay. All right. But I can see the glitter. The glitter is starting to dry, and it's kind of popping. All right, now I'm going to use those same colors to add a little bit of stamping and stenciling, but I think, I kind of want to lighten up with some white as well. It always helps. I'm going to show, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. This one especially really toned it down. You can see that I stenciled white. It was like a doily pattern, but it really brought highlights to the background because I don't know, sometimes I feel like if the background's too, because I just love color and it's hard for me to go light. So I'm trying to, with my Sara style now, get it to a point where this is what I do every time. This was just all colors all over the place, and I always shade everything behind so it makes the focal images come forward, but it is good. I definitely toned it down with white. I think I used that. I've been using that doily. Here it is. Let's see. So I pulled a few different stencils that I thought I would play with because I said I want to use Tracy's stencil brush, and it's the first time I'm going to use it, but from what I've seen, she did a video, and maybe I can link it in the description box, sharing this and other Dynasty stencil brushes. And she does a demo, and she uses it in a gentle touch and a swirly pattern. So it's not pouncing. You want to do it that way. So I'm going to try it. I have some words, and I don't think I've ever even used these words. These are Dina Wakley Media. Just some positive, done is better than perfect, whoops, oh well, relax and smile, don't overthink, work hard, be kind, hey you. I just, thought that was cute, I could try that. Flowers, and I really liked the way the Harlequin looked on that ATC I did as well. But I don't think this piece is going to be that style. I really like this stencil, and this is by Plaid because I think it gives a little grassy look. It's small. You don't often find a lot of stencils that have a small pattern to them. A lot of times they're big. This is a Diane Reevely stencil. Look at how they're just so, I don't clean them. So who knows what's going to happen when I do this. But I do think I'm going to go in, and I kind of just want to go with white and see. Let me think. I think I'll do the words. They're not very April-y words. That's the thing. I mean, I could put like April showers, you know what I mean, or April-y words. But these are just good words. They're not horrible words. Now, you can also use pastes and things to make things pop and build texture in your background. But for this piece, I'm just going to keep it. I think I'll probably collage on that's kind of my Sara style. I do love collage. So for both of these pieces, although I could just draw it on there. It's also very forgiving when you can draw the things on a separate piece of paper, and if you don't like it, you can do it again or you can erase. If you're drawing right onto the piece, it's a little, you have to be a little more brave and kind of just, you get what you get, and you're, you know, so you don't have a lot of ways to fix it necessarily. We'll see. I'll decide on that in a minute. First, let's figure out, I think I am going to go in with some, I don't know if I should go metallic. Not a lot of that metallic showed up. I can definitely see the glitter. Can you guys see the glitter now? I don't know. I see the metallic and the glitter. All right, maybe there's too much of that. I think I'm going to go with the mid value. I'm going to go in with Ocean Reef Blue and just try it. I haven't done this. Maybe I should do the flowers. I don't know. I think I'm going to do this one. I haven't used this one. Let's do this one. And just hope for the best, because the stencil isn't clean. That's one thing. I don't really know how to load the brush. I don't know if I should be loading all the bristles, which I'm going to do. So I've kind of put a little paint on all the bristles. Then I'm going to rub some of it off, so I don't want a lot of paint. And we're just going to go in and see how it goes. Let's try it. And I know she does a back and forth kind of thing like this. So I don't know, I'm kind of I see a lot of color coming on there. So maybe this was too dark. That's why I'm definitely going to have to go back in with some white. That doesn't look too dark. And here's the thing, see, it showed up much better on the light areas. Like, I'll come up a little. But it definitely didn't bleed under. So that's the thing. Now I'm not going to reload, and let's see how much paint I still have on here. I have plenty. And I'm really just, I can see where I have light areas, so I'm kind of just focusing on that light area. I'm happy with that. Okay, light area here. Wow. That's so cool. All right, I'll do my white. I kind of want to use the flowers because I think that represents kind of flowers popping from the background. Well, you know what I mean, like if they were growing on trees around it. I don't know, they're just subtle. But I could also do them on the bottom. So I think I'll do white all over the place. But I'll also just I'm going to do some more green with this one. I'm going to do green with this one. What color should I choose? We didn't like that dark green. So I think I'm going to go over the dark areas with this light green. I think this medium one will show up on both, the light and the dark. Let's see. I don't have a metallic green. I keep forgetting because I really want to, I'm going to rinse this. See, I don't know what the rules are when it comes to this, but I'm thinking I don't want mud, that's for sure. But I'm liking it. All right, I'm going to try and get that blue off here. I ordered this brush from Stacy, I keep calling her Stacy. It's Tracy's website. I think it was around $3. So very, very well worth it. I feel like I got really, look at the no bleeding under, very good. So if you like stenciling, like if I were to do words, they would probably come up really crisp. All right, let's try, I'm going to do these. Let's do it. Hopefully, now this is wet, so I'm not sure if it's going to give the same. I'm just trying to dry it. It feels pretty dry. I mean, it's definitely not wet. I'm going to load it again like this. Get it all over the place, but then I'm going to pounce it off because I don't want it to be gloppy, and just gently make circles. They definitely show up. I don't know if you guys can see it. I think another color would have really looked better. Kiwi's feathers are going everywhere. But I'm going to do it. You'll definitely see them. I can see it all over the place. Like if it was a metallic, I don't have a metallic green. If it was a metallic, it would be really cool because it would definitely show when you move the piece. So I got to put that on my list. Yeah, and you know what? I never used the purple on the sky either. That might be cool to see a little purple up there. It's all right. We'll see. All right. So let me finish this side. So I'm gonna. I need a little more paint. That's probably the wrong color. Yeah, that's the wrong color. Duh. That was the lighter of the greens. I can definitely see it. All right, cool beans. What else should I do? You know what I should? I'm just gonna wipe this off. I don't know. Maybe I should start getting in the habit of doing that. Look at all that paint. I got it all over everything. That's why I don't do it, because it's so messy. All right, I think I'm gonna do. I'm going to do a few purple. I have a metallic purple. I think I'm going to do a few purple harlequin-y. I mean, it's not very sky-like, right? Like a swirl would be better, but swirls are harder to, maybe dots. I think maybe I'll switch to dots. I like this. This is a Prima dot. It's kind of big. Yeah, I don't want them that big. I have a really tiny dot one. I'm just going to do this. Let's just do a few. Use what you have, guys. That's the thing. I know we all get these things. We all have stencils, and one of the things I would say, like whenever I was picking stencils, I didn't know what I was picking or why. Like I just picked it. But I noticed for one thing, when Kate Crane, she does a lot of jelly printing and stuff, but her stencil patterns are usually small. She generally chooses a pattern, like a geometric pattern, not necessarily a shape or a thing. It would be just a geometric pattern, but it's small, because she just likes to add a little bit of a pattern to her pages, and so she has a purpose for her. She's specifically looking for something is what I'm saying, and I don't know what I'm specifically looking for when I do this stuff. So maybe they should go this way. Why couldn't they? I'm gonna try it. I don't know. All right, and I'm gonna try not to go crazy, but this is too gorgeous. And I had very green on my brush, so hopefully it'll not be a muddy mess. I don't really want to go over what I did or get rid of. See there, I had a lot of paint on my brush. It's okay. Just put a few more and then we're done. Well, I have to put a couple over here. All right, that's enough. See how crazy I get? Anyway, I don't know, because I'm going to do white and it'll calm everything down. I'm going to go across the whole thing. Let me do a little bit of stamping. I have my good old, this is actually a, I made this myself out of kids foam. So I use this for the jelly plate a lot. I'm just drinking my coffee. I think I'm going to put a few of these on there. I'm going to use a light green this time. And I'm going to use a, how about, I have a brand new brayer. Kind of don't want to get it. Where's my old brayer? But look, I have a brand new brayer. Haven't used it yet. It's too big. I'm just going to use a brush, or you know what, I'm just going to go like this. Use my good old fingers and just like make a little stamp pad and just get some on here. See? See, that looks cute. Can definitely see those. I had pulled other flower stamps too that I might use and will paint them in. Like I might use them as actual focal images. All right. So now I got to add my white. I have a lot more stamps I could use though. What other colors could calm that down? Let me go in with this really light blue. This is called Whispering Turquoise. I have to lighten it up. Let me see. Dots. And I'm just making a palette over here. And I do generally, well, look it, I don't clean it. Because I don't know why. I'm just a slob, I guess. Like, you know what though? Like, I have so much fun doing this, but we're losing a lot of the background, like the Tim Holtz stuff. So if this is too busy for you guys, you don't have to do it. Don't do this part. Like, just, maybe just keep it with the Tim Holtz thing, and then we'll add our focal image, you know, or just do a little stamping. Listen to me. I can't decide what to tell you. I'm going to use my black ink because I do like to add black. It always is a good pop of contrast. I have this, isn't that called Harlequin? I'm pretty sure. And then I have this flowers. This is definitely like a Tim Holtz one. This one I think is a Recollections. But I think I want to add black back to it, and then I'm going to go over with white. Should I just go with paint? I have a black ink pad. Let's try it. I'm going to use my black archival. Probably should dry it first. I'll do a part two. Part two will be, so this is part one, creating the background, and part two will be adding our focal images. Archival, and I'm going to do a couple of flowers. This is just, you know, I'm just going to put them for a definite pop of contrast or whatever. And then I'm going to use this one in the sky. I don't know why. How about hearts? I really love hearts. They're not very big. I think I'll use this one. This is Diane Reevely. It's a Harlequin, but it's just not, you know, whatever. Okay, hold on. Just a few. All right. I'm going to be done because I'm getting way too, having too much fun. We'll do a little bit more maybe once everything is on the background to kind of push it into the background. So I'm going to just throw these. I have a little bin over there that I've pulled all my stuff that I thought I would use, and I'm going to use this, and then I'm just going to throw it all right back in the bin, keep my desk clear. Yay. Okay. Then I'll put my paint away and we'll move on to the next step. So I am going to use white. I have all different shades of white. What am I trying to say? Pearlescent white, but I don't want to use pearl. This is actually light ivory. I think light ivory, it's too, no, I want white. I'm going to go with white, and that's my personal preference. So do what you want. And I really, 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 really don't want my brush to be dirty, because I don't want it to come out muddy. I did a piece, let's see, I think it was this piece when I was doing the background, and I used an old makeup sponge that had some color on it, and it bled together and it turned out like peach, and I didn't want peach on my page, so I had to start over. But this looks pretty clean. Do you see how rough I am? Like, I don't know if I should be beating the heck out of this brush, you know, so I just am rough. It's my nature. I don't know why. I'm just not gentle. I think I see a little bit of green coming off of this as I'm drying it on my shop towel. So we'll hope for the best. Maybe I could dry it. You know what will happen? If I get too close to this, I could burn it, because this is a heat tool. It's not just a blow dryer. So it might not be the smartest move. Before I knew about heat tools, I used to have an old blow dryer that I got at a yard sale in my paint bag when I went to classes and stuff, and I would blow dry stuff. So anywho, all right, I'm gonna go for it. Put some white all over the place, maybe just focus on a lot up top. We'll see what happens. Let's just see. Hopefully I get white and I don't get greenish. Oh, that looks good. All right, Kiwi, you ready? You ready to see it? Let's see what happens. I don't know why I care that it's like on the edge. I could make these like the clouds. So maybe I shouldn't go all the way. Do you like that, Kay? Is that super pretty? I like it too. The technique is really, it's working, is what I'm trying to say. Like, she has you do this little back and forth, and it really works. I don't have a ton of paint on my brush either, and it's just, I like it a lot. I think I'm getting a couple more of these stencil brushes, because maybe that way I wouldn't have to switch color, like keep rinsing my brush. I could just switch colors. I think I want to be done. It looks good. It's super busy. But I think I'm going to shade around I don't know why it's not, it doesn't feel done. Something feels like I need to do something. I don't know. I mean, it's got to be done. I'm going to go ahead and get my black, green, and Payne's Gray, because those are my shading colors that I usually shade the grass and the sky with those. And listen, this is Sara style now, right? I'm kind of committed to doing it my way. And So to do that, I'm going to take some of this, which is the Payne's Gray, right? Yes. And a big angle brush. So this is my biggest. I think it's a 1/2 inch. 3/4 inch. So you could use whatever size, but I'm just going to go to town with this. And just kind of what do you think, Kay? Do you like it? Do you like it? I don't know. I don't know, Kay. Something's going on here. Something is going on. I'm not sure. Just when I add that cardinal, he's got a pop, and this seems way too bright. I don't know. Something is just strange. Maybe when I shade around him, see, like, look. I try to keep it very soft, but then it ends up getting really dark. I love how this one, I really kept the colors though from the collage papers I used. I didn't cover it with paint. So that's probably why that one is the way it is. So we'll just have to put, I'm going to put an umbrella and a cardinal. And then I'm just going to put more stuff. So in other words, I'm going to cover most of the background. So it won't be overwhelming. And I had fun making it, so that's what's important. Let's do a little line across here. I just used a lot. I don't need it. I'm just putting it back. And then the black green. And then I'll go take a shower because it was an exercise day. So I wanted to sit down and get this done. And then I will work on, because I'm ready to go. I really know where I'm going with it. So I'm pretty happy. That's the hardest part a lot of times, is being inspired and knowing where you're going with it. I'm not an intuitive painter. I don't like to just sit down and whatever happens, happens. I generally really prefer to have a plan. And, you know, it's not always exactly as I planned it, what happens, but it's generally pretty close, you know, or I don't know, it feels too chaotic if I don't have a plan. I'm a list maker. So I like that feeling. Now, some people, it may feel very freeing for them to just sit down and whatever happens, happens, and it's just like, and that's what art journaling is. It's whatever you need, whatever feeling you get from that, you know, that's good. Don't be frustrated. Try not to do it if it gets you frustrated. That's my tip of the day. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. I need more water on my brush. And I think I'm going to leave it for now. We're going to go away. I could probably, you know what I'm going to do? I have a dark blue ink pad. I'm going to do some dark blue words and some dark green, or let's see, maybe I'll use this teal. This is the Dina Wakley Media palette, and I have it, so I'm going to use, this is my favorite script stamp, and it's Recollections, and I think it was a Valentine's Day stamp. Let's see what color. This is the dark blue. It's called Night. So I'm going to use that and put a few words. I don't know why, guys. Usually I put words, so I guess I'm just in the habit of it. And then I'm going to put some on the grass, and I'm going to use this teal color. And it's not really showing up. Did that show up? Barely. I can see it a tiny bit. It's kind of more like a blue-green, but it makes me feel better. Maybe I should have just done them in black. We really lost most of the Tim Holtz paper. I really don't see it. Like I see a tiny bit of alphabet going down here. My finger's gone. Everything's gone. So note to self, I can just skip that part because I'm too heavy. And I mean, I think it would look really, really nice if I could control myself and have a lot more white showing through. Like that's ultimately Sara style has to be whatever I do. I mean, it doesn't have to because I can, change is possible. I can change if I don't like it, but it's my natural inclination to go hard with the color. I love color, and so that being said, whatever I put in the background isn't going to have as good a chance of showing up if I do that. I could go across the top too, but I think we're light enough up there. I could use the lightest color, but I think it looks pretty. I think there's enough differentiation there. I don't know what the word is I'm trying to say. Contrast. Okay, so I am going to put these colors away. I want to see if I sketched it on here and painted it right onto the background. I haven't done that. Now, I could possibly do it the way that I've done decorative painting pieces if I made a piece of tracing. So I could create the pattern. So take, say, sorry, Kay, this piece of paper, and this way I don't have to worry about messing up or anything, and trace this out. Like if I really love the shape of this umbrella, so I just do a half circle, and then I just made these little swoops. I don't like my handle as much, so I would be much carefuler, is that a word? And make it really cute. And then trace it on so that I could, but the thing is I don't have a really good graphite. So I think for today what I'm going to do is I am going to draw these out on, I'm thinking regular typing paper. Watercolor paper, like a thin brand of watercolor paper would be good, but mine is so thick. I have to get some of the 90 weight. I have, actually I do have it. It's over there. Maybe I'll use watercolor paper because it's just going to be easier to get all wet, and it won't pill and give me a problem. I do like collaging thinner papers as a rule. I mean, I could, you know what we could do? I could sketch it out onto the Tim Holtz paper. And that's how I would get, and just do floats. OMG, I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. So I'll take another piece of this. See, there's a lot of dark places too. But I love this map area. So I could just draw my umbrella out of these words right here. You know what, I'll pull a piece out. And I'll make my umbrella, and then I'll collage this one, because this is more substantial paper. But that'll be cool, and you'll still be able to see stuff behind it. I don't know, I've never done that before. I've never used this as my foreground. I've only ever used it as a background. So I think I'm going to go off camera, and I guess I should do it. I could do it on camera because I like you guys to be able to see the complete process. I'm going to go ahead and call this done, and I'll come back with part 2 and we'll put all our pieces on. I think it's going to be good though. I think they'll show up. So a bird, an umbrella, and then I'm going to put flowers coming from the sides and maybe some leaves and stuff. So those will be the main focal images, and then we'll just do a little bit of, side little background pieces that pop through. All right, you guys, that's it. Thanks for watching.